to a story of mine back in school. So back in school, I was a complete nerd. You see, I loved cricket and football. But if there were 12 people eligible for selection and only 11 could play on the ground, I was the one who was left out. I was made the referee, guys. I couldn't play football and cricket. I was that bad. So I was into studies. Now I was a complete nerd. So one such instance, we had a history papers done. Now, I was kind of a nerd, so I was into this thing of, like academics thing. So once a history paper got over and the teacher comes in after some days, the teacher comes in, puts her bag, and I'm like, no, I'm the nerd. I'm sitting on the first bench. I'm like, hello, teacher. And teacher goes like, yes, you have a question. I'm like, teacher, have you checked the papers? And some boys at the back go like, it's all, so I told you I'm a nerd, right? And then the teacher says, yes. And then I'm like, teacher, are you going to show the papers today? Again, some boys at the back, they're like, I told you I'm a nerd, right? And then teacher says, yes. So teacher comes on, gives the papers, and I'm very excited because history was my best paper. History was my go-to thing. It was that decider which was going to help me top in the class, like top 3, top 5, because history was my go-to subject. People were good in English, science, maths. My go-to subject was history. I was very confident. When I went for the history paper, this is how I studied it. Open the book, take everything in, Control C. Go to the paper, Control V, paste everything. Now that's how I did history. So I was very confident. So I walked to the teacher. I'm like, teacher gave me take the paper. I come back. I'm like, sometimes I'm looking at him with swag, right? So then I open the paper. It's folded. So I open it, and I'm like, and I got 39 marks. 39 marks. So I go to the teacher. I'm like, teacher, this is injustice. This is not possible. You can see the answers, but I just think so. It's exactly the same. And then the teacher's like, no, I'm not ready to listen. I'm like, no, teacher, this can't happen. The teacher explains to me, handwriting. Look at your handwriting. Your presentation is awful. And I'm like, teacher, how can you cut 1 full mark for it? Oh, I didn't tell you. I got 39 out of 40. So even then I was crying about it. I'm like, teacher, you can't do this. Because that girl, she got half marks more for presentation. This is not a presentation competition. You can't do that. And the teacher explains to me. But I am in no mood to listen. But when I look back, although entire credit goes to teacher because my handwriting. You see, if our professions were decided by our handwriting, there was only one profession which was suitable for me. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is to be a doctor. My handwriting was that bad, and it still is very bad. So I then come back home and I into this upset mood, very bad mood. But then, ladies and gentlemen, when I look back at the example now, I understand this is what we do in certain instances of life. When there's something which goes wrong, we blame others. I don't have this vehicle because my parents are not rich. I'm not doing this because my friends circle, they're awful. I'm not able to do this because the region where I live, it's not good enough. And we start blaming others. Just like I started blaming the teacher. Instead of that, I should have looked at myself and told myself, Vanky, your handwriting is awful. You need to improve upon it. And that is the lesson I learned from that story.